Went to the bathroom. Thank you.
You have time to go to the restroom?
Yep, go ahead and go to the restroom, get coffee, water, whatever you need. I'll be about 5 minutes here.
But where's the coffee room?
It is, just go down this corridor and then make a right at the first little hallway there.
Playing Tetris.
Now all these classes are 2 weeks long? Is that the change? Is that?
The Ignite classes are 2 weeks long, but my tech classes aren't. They're just 2 hours long.
Okay.
I make it easy for you guys. Hopefully everyone gets back because today will be a fun class. Because everyone I know loves technology.
Yeah.
Now, the first thing we'll talk about is that technology is no one's friend.
No.
If you are friends with technology, you should not be doing this job. You should be in computer science. So this is not a job for someone that loves technology, but we must understand technology because technology is important in everyday functions, not just at real estate. So as you are going, if you don't have a laptop, just make sure to take a lot of notes that you can have. If you do have your laptop, make sure it's powered on. But even if you don't, if you do have your laptop, make sure you're taking tons of notes because we are going to go through a lot of things that you're probably going to forget. And hopefully everyone will get back soon, well, unless there's a long line at the coffee maker.
It's ironical you mentioned that because I do technology for my 9 to 5.
That's a good thing. See, now you are an expert. And I will tell you that this is not at all hard technology to learn. This is very elementary stuff. Very elementary. It's all user friendly. If you know how to use a phone, you know how to use our technology. Will someone close that door right there as you enter?
Absolutely.
Thank you. So welcome everyone to Tech Orientation. It was formerly called Tech Setup, so some things you'll see say Tech Setup, but now it's called Tech Orientation. This session is 2 hours long, just to be prepared. It is a lot of information that you're going to receive about every single application that we provide to you or you may utilize as part of your business. Not all these applications you have to use. It's up to you to choose, because one thing that you will learn, it's a very hard thing if you're coming from the corporate world, is that you are your own boss. What that means is that no one tells you what to learn or how to learn it, or when to wake up or when to go to bed, or when to meet with clients or how to meet with clients. It's all up to you. So that means that you must, being your own boss, you must be the one that is diligent to learn things, that will have a mind that's open to understanding new things, even though, like today, is a topic of technology. And as I was telling some people here in class, technology is no one's friend. It is not something easy to comprehend, but we try to make it easy for you to be able to utilize it. And every real estate agent out there must use technology in their everyday jobs. But here's your first pop quiz question. And there's no, if you get it wrong, it's fine, don't worry about it. Does technology make you money?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yep.
The answer is no. Technology does not make you money. You are the person that makes the money. The technology only assists in making you the money. Can you still function as a real estate agent without technology? Yes, you could. You could still be just talking to people, maybe using your phone slightly. You could have a database of people that you hold in your head instead of in a actual database. And you could still be writing your contracts by hand. There are still agents that do it. Yes, sometimes when we see that, we're like, oh my God, it's still written by hand. There are some agents out there that write it by hand. So you can still function as a real estate agent without technology. The only thing that technology does is make your life easier. Allows you to juggle more people. It allows you to actually have electronic signatures for documents so that you don't have to get them signed by hand. Allows you to have a beautiful website where you can actually capture new people. So that's I get off my soapbox now. Just to tell you about myself, I'm the Director of Technology and Communications here at the office. My name is Eddie Grass. I am also an agent. So I not only help with technology here in the office, but I also run my own business. So if you can learn technology, I can do this. So I am here to support you through your first 90 days to get you up and running, and I will teach all your technology classes. This, in addition to this orientation, you're going to have Command 101, Command 201, and Command 301. There are classes that keep adding on each other in regards to the technology that you use in your everyday. I've pushed you guys to come to those classes, just like you are your own boss. I am not going to say, oh, you didn't show up to Command 101, or you didn't show up to Command 201. And then when you have a question about something that's in that, I'm going to say, well, you didn't come to class. So my help is based upon you participating in the class, coming to the class, and completing these checklists, because you're going to get a checklist for each of the classes that you attend. And my little prize for you, if you complete every one of these checklists and you bring them to me that you have completed them, I give you a free 60-minute session that you can sit down with me and we go through everything, question you have. We make sure your database is up and running. Everything is good to go. Because as you progress as an agent, I continue being able to coach you. I am still a coach for technology. I do charge for that service where you sit down with me and we coach. But it is after you have completed all your classes and I make sure that you've completed your checklist. Now, I am still available anytime you have a question for free. You can just email me and I will be glad to assist you at any time. If I just ask you to email me because it's easier for me to send you resources that way. And just to take a look at all your support, if you flip over to the first page in the little blue section that's at the bottom where it says agent support, that top line right there where it says KW Plano Tech Support, that is my email right there. It's kwplanotech@gmail.com. Circle it, make a big note on it. That is my email to reach out to me.
Eddie, how do you spell your name?
Eddie, E-D-D-I-E, and then Grass, G-R-A-S-S. S-S.
Just like the
Okay.
grass.
Like green grass.
Okay.
Now, you do have other layers of support. So if you send me an email and I am not available for some reason or can't get back to you, you can also contact SLM support, which is the Scott Leroy marketing support. They generally help with login and tech questions. They have a phone number and they also have an email. You also have access to the Keller Williams Realty Info. Let me actually go to that page. Should have done that right there. Let's do it. There we go. right there. So right here, KWRI website online tech support. There is an actual website that you can go to, and I'll actually open it up right here called answers.kw.com. Does everyone know what KWRI stands for? Keller Williams Realty International. So the big mothership where all the actual tech support is at. They actually have a website for you right here where you can actually type in whatever question you have, or if it's a particular topic. And let me move our Zoom participants over. They also have this little button down here that says support. If you click that little thing, it'll open up a chat support and someone will be able to assist you. So there's always support. And they also have a phone number and an email for you. So this is your level of support. There is one line that I skipped over, which is this one right here. This is not technically tech support. This is your contract question. So if you ever are in the middle of writing a contract, if it's in DocuSign and you need support, there is a phone number and email for you to answer any of your contract questions. And that's handled by Marcia, who is our contracts transaction coordinator, and also Nick Mykw, who's an agent here in their office. So tons of support for you. But you can always email me and I will get back to you. It's just that my time is 8 to 4 every day. So if you reach me at 5 on a Friday, you're not going to get an answer probably until Monday the next week, because I am still running my own business.
Someone said you were part-time, I thought.
Well, not part-time. I'm only here in the office a few days and then I am remote the rest of the week. So not really part-time.
That makes more sense.
So let's get going with our tech orientation today. Now, we've all failed because there was a prerequisite to this class. Did you guys know? It's okay, don't worry about it. There was a prerequisite. And let's say that this is going to be your homework for tonight. It's the first checklist here. And let's go through this real quickly. This checklist is something that you're going to fill out. So make sure that you're going through. And when you have scheduled when you're going to do command 101, 201, you write those dates in. And when you've completed things, that you write either a check mark or a date, just that I know when you show me your checklist that I have seen it, it's completed here.
Eddie, are those online, the command?
The command 101, 201, and 301. I'll show you where you can find some of the classes. So if you do it virtually, it's an honor system. So it's okay if you do it virtually, but I would recommend that you come to class as much as you can.
And it's during the day, right?
Yeah, it's during the day. But if you want to complete them virtually, it is a possibility. Also, if you don't attend these, but complete the checklist on your own, it is possible. Some agents do it that way, and I'll show you how you do that too. So our first thing is make sure that you connect all your laptops and your phones to the Wi-Fi network, which is KW agent. And this is the network key right here. You do have to actually put the hyphens in for that phone number. So make sure you do all your phones and your laptops, get them connected to the Wi-Fi. And then if you do want to get connected to the printer system, there is a phone number here for you to get connected to the printer, although we are switching over to a new system. So I would just check with Debbie to get connected to the printers here in our office.
So if you're already connected, or is that going to change?
It is going to change in the near future, where there's going to be a actual website that you go to print. And then you just hit print. And then when you get to the office, you can actually go to the printer and say, I want that out of the printer. So it makes your life easier. And you can actually print from your phone too. So make sure also to bookmark all these websites, because there's a lot of websites that you're going to need. Everything is cloud-based. And does everyone know what cloud-based means? It's just to make your life easier. It means that you can pretty much go onto any computer and log on to your systems. So you don't have to have anything installed into your personal laptop. So make sure that you actually bookmark all these pages right here. Some of them are not KW, some are just to help you, like CCAR and showing time.
When you try to do that top one, that CCR training, it says the page doesn't exist.
And just make sure that to do the CCAR net without the education, if they've changed this little sub one there. I'll make sure to get that edited on the next one. Make sure to also download all these apps from either your Google Play Store or your Apple Store to get those apps on your phone. A little hint that I like to do is if you have an iPhone, I like to put them all into one little folder. So I have all my Keller Williams apps in one little folder. That way I don't have to keep looking around my phone for all my apps. And then you want to subscribe to these YouTube channels right here. I would really recommend that you start using YouTube. If you haven't started YouTube, there is a lot of learning that is available on YouTube. The first one is going to be Scott Leroy Marketing. They actually are going to have all your homework videos for these classes. So you would want to go on there to find those. There's also a page called Marty Miller. I'm going to show you that one, KW Plano Videos, which is our own personal videos. That's where you can get recorded classes like Command 101, 201 that have been recorded. They'll be posted on there. And then there's one called Jay Cermak, Trainer Extraordinaire. Let me go ahead and pull up YouTube real quickly so we can take a look. Go to Scott Leroy Marketing. All you do is type on the top, Scott Leroy Marketing. Make sure to then subscribe to the channel. Here it is. And on here, where it says uploads, there are tons of videos that are going to be part of your homework to watch. Now, if we have been watching a great series on television, you're going to have a great series of fun shows about technology here. They are mostly an hour-long videos, so you're going to have to set aside some time to watch these videos. And on the checklist, it will tell you which video to watch. A lot of these videos are re-recorded over again, so make sure to get the most current one when you're watching that, because they re-record, like for example, DocuSign 201, and they put the little date right there because they've re-recorded it whenever new features come out. So just make sure that you are watching the most current video of the ones that are listed on the checklist. Let me go ahead and show you also the KW Plano videos.
Could you say that was under Jay Cermak?
That one was a Scott Leroy Marketing.
Okay.
Yeah. The reason I also tell you to subscribe to those other videos pages is because whenever there are new features that are deployed, you guys can get those videos and learn about them too. This is the KW Plano video. So any class that has happened here is recorded so that you can watch them, from contract classes. They're not all technology classes. There's contract classes, there are social media classes, any type of topic that is taught here in the Market Center. You are able to watch these videos. Some of them are mine. So you may want to go through here and see some old recordings of classes so that you can participate. Getting back to here. Also, there are some Facebook groups that I would recommend that you join. The first one is the KW Plano group. That is actually a external facing page. So it's where people actually are coming to us for information. There is the KW Plano agent and staff page. That is one that's specific to our agents. So if you ever have a question, if you ever need support, you can also always ask it to the group, and the group usually answers back. Things could be like, hey, do you have an electrician that works in the Salina area? Someone will probably respond back. Or I want to host an open house. Does anyone have an open house that I can host? Someone will report back like that. So
Shadowing also, you go to that group.
yeah, you can go into that group and you just ask them questions, because we are one big family that answers everyone's questions here. There's also a page right here that's KW Plano internal listings and buyer needs. That's one where if you have a new listing, you can post it to our agents here. Or if you have, or you're working with a buyer and you're having difficulty finding something for them, you can post it in there and another agent may be able to help you find that home for them. And then the last Facebook group is the classes and events. It's a page that's specific to announcing all the classes and events that are happening here in the Market Center. And the last thing on our prerequisite, I'm going a little fast just because this is, again, your homework. It's some stuff you can take care of tonight, is just a goalpost of where you should be in 90 days. Because we need to have a kind of a measurement of where you're at. This is your measurement of where you're at in 90 days. All that sounds like foreign language right now, so don't worry about it right now. But this is where at 90 days, you're going to say, is my database at 60%? Have I put everybody on smart plans? Do I have a customized sales pipeline? All these things that you will understand after 90 days. This is your goalpost.
Can I ask a quick question?
Sure.
Going back to the Facebook, I would need to have my business Facebook stacked on top of KW.
Well, it would be a separate page. So these are pages, these are groups for Facebook. You actually would join these groups with your personal Facebook account.
And Facebook isn't gonna mind that?
Yeah, the only reason that you need to have a Facebook business page, and it's going to be one of your homework assignments to complete, is that Facebook actually delegates that real estate is a special interest that is connected. The special interest is politicians, credit agencies. That's where we're considered. So to be able to actually promote a property for sale, it must be listed on a Facebook business page. It cannot be listed on a personal page.
What about sending out our touches? Like if we do a video and we send out to our sphere?
It's fine to do it from your personal page. It's that if you're listing a house for sale, it has to be on a business page. So a good agent would be using both pages to leverage their business to either their friends and families that are friends on their personal page, and also the potential clients that like their business page.
Okay, just to make it clear, you're wanting us to create another Facebook that's.
You would create a Facebook business page.
And then you use that one to join the Plano group, right?
No, your personal one joins the groups.
Okay,
Because a business page is not like a personal page where people friend you. A business page is kind of just an advertisement of your business. So it really, you are still acting as the person posting for your business page. You are the administrator of your business page. And then as your business grows, you can actually add people to your business page to be administrators of your page. Understand?
we don't need to create a new Facebook account?
No.
Well, you're not able to create a new Facebook account. A business page is a sub page of your personal account.
Okay,
It's just people like it. They don't friend it. It's public. So you don't want to put anything like your kids' pictures don't go on that.
Yeah.
Things like that. It is just business feed, and you can send out invites for people to like the page.
I
Anybody
get
can
that
follow
part, I just
it.
want to make sure that you're not asking
No.
us to create another big Facebook account for that purpose.
Well, not like I have
You
Deborah
want
and
it to
Ally,
be
and
in
then I
that
have Deborah and
personal.
Ally Realtor. Two different.
Yeah, so, and what I would recommend is take some time to clean up your personal page because people will see both. And they're going to go to your business page and then they're going to go to your personal page. And your personal page should still reflect that you are a realtor and that you are able to help people. Just know that the limitation is you cannot post a house for sale on your personal page. It has to be on the business page, but then you could always just share it over to your personal page as long as it started in that spot. It's just a Facebook rule. Tommy?
Can I interrupt you for a second? Here's a form. I was telling you guys, I was back there making my birthday calls. Go and copy these and give them to your clients. It's 500 legacy. You know how to use it.
Okay.
Sorry, it's just,
No worries.
so every time I start working with the buyer or seller, when they do their listing agreement and so forth, they fill out this page and they give it back to me. And I put them into I tell me all their birthdays, or the dogs' names, everything.
I like it.
So,
It's nice.
Thank you, Tommy.
yeah. Thanks, Ed.
No problem.
Appreciate it.
So let's get into the meat of what our orientation is, which is going to be on our orange sheet right here. So let's start going through all the different applications that you are going to utilize. There are going to be homework assignments. You'll see them where it says homework and it says watch the Scott Leroy marketing video for each of those. So make sure to complete all these checklists. And this is the most important thing to complete right now in regards to technology. Skip right over here. So our first section of the day is about compliance. TREC regulates what we do. Remember who TREC is? The legal body that issued your license, yes. So that is, they make sure that certain things in regards to technology must be compliant. And they don't care if you are just had a lapse one day, you forgot to do something, they don't care. Is if you're not compliant and they catch you, they'll probably give you a warning first, then a fine, and then they will potentially, you could lose your license. So don't take this section lightly. The first thing is I want to make sure that you guys all have activated your KW Gmail account that ends with kw.com. Is everyone logged on to their account yet? I think your applications are still coming, right? So once you get your Scott Leroy marketing email, and let me go ahead and pull up Gmail right here. Easiest way to pull up Gmail is through the Chrome app. I would recommend using Chrome on your computer because Chrome is a designated business web browser. Things like Edge or Safari, they are not dedicated web browsers for business. So when businesses actually deploy applications, they deploy them to be compliant with Chrome. So if you are ever having problems with an application, it's likely that you are on a browser that is not Chrome. And just a little thing about Chrome, and this is actually not only just for our applications, but in your general life. If you ever want to make an application work better for you because it has cookies in it, does everyone know what cookies are? When you're browsing, to make your experience, cookies are, it's saving data into your browser, so it makes your browsing faster. Whenever there's a new feature that's deployed, if it's using those old cookies, it will start running into errors. So if you ever are experiencing errors and you are on Chrome, a good thing to do is go up here to the little 3 dots on Chrome and go to New Incognito Window. This will force your browsing experience to not have cookies. And it makes the application work better sometimes. Also, if you are ever at a Starbucks and you're using a Wi-Fi that is unprotected, it's good to go on incognito so that people don't see what you're doing. So just know that as agents, we will use free Wi-Fi all the time. So it's a good idea to use an incognito window to protect your privacy.
Question?
Yes.
Okay, so first of all, just so you know, I have not received that. Today's my first day. I haven't received that email from Scott yet. I'm working with Suze on that.
Yes, no
So
problem.
She didn't send it to me. She was gonna talk to Scott and she was gonna send it to me as soon as she could. So I don't have any of that information. Secondly, you guys use Gmail over Outlook?
Yes.
Okay.
You can
so-
still use your Outlook if you want to use what you do is you just add the email to your Outlook because your Outlook is really just a processor for emails. So if you add your Gmail account over to it, you can still use Outlook. I actually use Outlook on my phone because I like the Outlook app on the phone better than the Gmail app.
So can I use both? But Paul Jeske told me that they charge you for the Outlook. Is that true?
To charge you to,
Charge you every month to use it. Okay, good. Okay, so just so you know, I do not like Gmail at all. I've used Outlook ever since it came out. And so, what I don't like about it is, it takes so many steps to delete an email that you don't want, and you can't sort by name and date. And then I always have files that I put everything into after I've completed whatever is needed of me.
Mhm.
And the things that I still, so the whole thing, I love Outlook, and Gmail does not, it just doesn't work. It takes 10 times as long to do the same thing. So would you suggest that I go ahead and just try and utilize the KW Gmail account?
You will still need to use your KW account. It's just if you incorporate it into your Outlook, then you can use it through Outlook.
Okay, so I can use it on my computer, Gmail, but I can use Outlook on my iPhone.
You could also use it on your computer too. You would just, when you open up Outlook, you would add a new email account to it. And then it would just use the KW into Outlook.
Okay. If I can't figure that out myself, is there somebody that can help me with that?
Yep, so I will help you out when next time you come in and you have your laptop and you have all your things, we can go through it real quickly.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. So let me go ahead and pull up someone's, find it real quickly here. Okay, here it is. This is what your email will look like that comes from Scott Leroy Marketing. It will have your username for KW. Your username and password for KW is for all KW applications. So regardless if you're using Command or you're using another one of the applications, it's all the same. You have one login for all applications. And I would recommend not changing your passwords for the first 90 days, just so that if I need to go into your system, I have your password so I can go in there. If you go down, here's where your KW email is. Although it has at the end with kw.com, it is a Gmail account. And you have your password here. What your website has been set up to. Your app link. An app link is your specific link so that if someone wants to download your home search app, you have your own URL that you provide to people so that they can download your app that is branded to you. Your login for DocuSign, your login for Homekeeper.
Sorry. What do I see when someone downloads my app link, or how does yours look like?
I'll show you that in just a little bit, yeah. And then any other application here that are available. So make sure you save this email. If you print it, you may want to make a PDF of it and save it on your computer. Do not lose this. And also watch this little video here that will show you how to read this email. It's very important. But going back here, this is my Gmail account. I use the Gmail account. It's fine for me. I use Outlook on my phone. It's up to you to choose what is your own personal preferences. Again, you're your own boss, so you get to choose whatever applications you want to use. Now, your Gmail account, you can customize it any which way. You can see I like purple and black. I don't know why. That is my colors I like for it. You can do whatever you want to your Gmail account. It is your own Gmail account. Now, the choice that you have to make is, are you going to use your KW account as your main business account, or are you going to use a different one? If you're going to use a different one, like you created one that says, I created one called @eddiegrassrealestate.com. If I created that, I need to still make sure that I am checking this KW account, because there could be something that comes from Trek that falls into this account. And if you don't read that email, does Trek care? No. So this KW account has been created for you. You need to monitor it, even though you're not using it as your business account. If you are going to be choosing that, you need to come here up to the settings. It looks like a little gear up here on the top. and you go down here to where it says see all settings, this stuff is about making it as pretty as you want, but the see all setting gets into the nitty gritty of your settings. And then right up here where it says forwarding and pop IMAP, the first little line is, do you want this email to be forwarding to another business email? And if you do, you put that in there. I have one in there because I actually created a separate account just to be my copy account. So everything that goes into my business account goes into a dummy account that's getting copies of everything, so that I can keep copies of every single email that ever came through that account. Why do I do that? Here's your second pop quiz question. How long do you have to keep documents that are related to a transaction? 4 years. Yes, that includes emails. Emails that are related to a transaction, you must keep for 4 years. So it's very important that you are saving emails that are vital to a transaction. Because if you are pulled into arbitration or a lawsuit, will the judge care that you have lost those emails? No. Trek will not care either. So it's up to you to be compliant in regards to documents. So that is why I created this dummy account that's getting copies of everything. So I make sure that I have an extra account that's getting copies of all my business emails.
So that automatically saves that for 4 years? Or do you have to?
You'll have to go in and delete it. in 4
Yes,
years.
you'll have to delete it in 4 years because it's just gonna keep pushing everything, and then it's gonna, you can archive things if you want to. But going over here to the general, there's a section here that Trek looks at very carefully, and it's down all the way to the section called signature. Your signature in your email must be Trek compliant. Now, if you choose not to use this Gmail account and you're using Outlook, you must make sure that your signature in Outlook is Trek compliant too. And just because you're using Gmail here and then you're using the Gmail app on your phone doesn't mean that signature is in your Gmail app. You actually have to create it in your Gmail app or the Outlook app too. So every application you use has to have a Trek compliant signature. The way I got across is I first created it in my Gmail, and then I opened up the Outlook app and I copied from an email that I sent to myself and put it into my Outlook one. So what is a Trek compliant? They give you this really tiny little box to do it, to actually create your signature. And the way you do it is you first go to create new signature, and then you start writing it out and adding pictures. You could add hyperlinks right there. But this is what it looks like. I'm gonna go ahead and, like, I'm composing one right here. This is a Trek compliant signature. First off, it needs to have your data written out, not just in a picture. And the data that is important is your name, what your title is, what your brokerage is, and that's Keller Williams Plano. That's the important part. It cannot just be Keller Williams Realty, it's Keller Williams Plano. The address of the brokerage has to be in there. And then you have to have your phone number and your email. And I created the email a hyperlink so that it could actually, someone can just click on there to email back. And also I added my website too, just to because it's nice to have your website in there.
Do you guys allow us to embed a short video in our signature?
You're your own boss, so
Well, do you allow, I mean,
Yeah,
just.
you can do it.
Just allow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever you want to do. Some people do booking things like book an appointment with me. Some do other things like extra things to their profile. But this is the bare minimum. You have to have it written out with that vital information in there.
But it has to have Plano on it.
It has to say Plano.
But it doesn't have to say Plano on everything, right?
No,
Okay.
it's just on the email. It has to have,
Would it be best to like copy your stuff and change it to our info?
yep, you can do that. Feel free to do it. Anything that I show you of mine, you're free to copy what I do. It's fine for me. The next thing is that you want to have, and this is more for business, not for Trek, is that you want to have your banner image that is Trek compliant. It doesn't mean, you don't have to have it, but it has to be Trek compliant. So again, it must say Keller Williams Plano, it must have the office address, it must have your title, it must have your email and your phone number. So who can create this for you? Scott Lorray Marketing can do it for you. You just send them what you want on it and they can create your banner for you. And because you are your own boss, you do not have to stick with Keller Williams colors, which are the burgundy, black, gray, and white. You can choose whatever colors. I told them my color is teal and they created it with teal. So up to you. If you want to have them create that for you, in that little support, there is that email for Scott Lorray Marketing so that you can send them an email with your headshot and they'll create that for you.
So the paperwork that I got from Sue's, because you have to do all of that, there's choices in there, right? Like,
Yeah, there's choices in there.
And you can just pick whichever you want, right? Yeah.
And going forward, if you want them to revise it in any way or make changes to it, just send them an email and they'll do that for you. We pay Scott Lorray Marketing for that.
The only thing that I have a question of is the domain, like, I have no clue what to do about that. So I left it blank.
Well, the domain that you choose is a subdomain. So if you ever do go out to GoDaddy and purchase a website name, you're still going to have your subdomain that we provide for you. It's just going to be covered up by whatever you buy from GoDaddy.
So you're gonna provide one?
Yes, we already provide you a subdomain.
Okay.
It's up to you if you want to cover that up. See, so my subdomain is eddiegrass.kw.com. That I cannot change.
Okay.
But if I want to get eddiegrass.com, I could buy it from GoDaddy, which I do, I own it. And I could cover up this one with eddiegrass.com. It's up to me in choosing that. Same goes with emails. You can buy emails from GoDaddy and cover up your email with whatever you want to choose to. The last thing that is important for Trek compliant, and it doesn't have to have this paragraph, I am just an overachiever. It's just, it has to have two important documents that are linked. Does everyone know what the first one is?
Yes.
Information about brokerage services. Very important. It must be a completed one. Scott Lorray Marketing will also put that in for you. So if they have not put that in for you, you email them and they can put that in for you. But going forward, you can continue using their services, or you could always put it on your G Drive and then link it through also. Also make sure that if forever that link becomes disabled for whatever reason, is it Scott Lorray Marketing's fault?
No.
It's yours. Trek doesn't care. So always remember that. The next document is the Consumer Protection Notice. This is a document on how to file a complaint against you. You must provide that in your email too. These two documents also have to be on your Facebook business page. They should be on your Instagram if you're using it for business. The easiest way is to just use them as create pictures of them and upload them into your albums on Facebook or on Instagram. And if you're going to create a Twitter business page, it has to be on Twitter. If you're creating a YouTube channel, they need to be a link from YouTube in the description or something like that. So just know that any social media has to have those two documents on there.
How do we put those on our business page?
The easiest way on your Facebook is to do it as a picture, because Facebook does not give you a lot of options to create links. So it's best just to create a
Is it like a
picture,
post?
like a post, yeah. Mhm. And on Facebook, you could post it as a PDF or as an image. Either one works. As long as it's on there, that's what Trek wants. And I would recommend pinning it to the top so that it doesn't fall too far into your feed. So big thing to do is to create these signatures for every application you're going to be sending emails from. And just word of advice, do not mix personal and business. Keep everything separate. And that's not just your technology, your finances too. If you have a credit card that is personal, keep it personal and have a business one. And I would even say for your savings and investments that you keep accounts separate too that way. Little thing also here, you should probably put a picture where it says my picture. Just makes you look more professional. I like my logo, but you could put your headshot in there too. It's up to you. Now going here into the Google, there's a little button here that says Google Apps. These are the apps that are provided to you with your Google Suite of your Gmail. You do have a G Drive. This G Drive is only for marketing purposes only. Documents should not be stored in your G Drive that are part of your transaction. That will be done through our Command application. So for transaction compliance, you want to be storing that in Command, not on your G Drive. The reason I say it's marketing is you could always create maybe a checklist for buyers in this market, like a little marketing, little flyer, and then you can create a link from it from your G Drive, things like that. Or also your IBS if you wanted to store it in there too. So nothing regarding a transaction should be stored in your G Drive. You also get docs, sheets, and slides. That is the Google equivalent to Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. So if you're on a computer that does not have those applications, you can still open up a file. You also have your Google Calendar. Laura probably has already told you. Schedule, 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 right? Did she say that? If not, you're scheduling everything now. Your life is on a schedule because real estate is not a career, it is a lifestyle. It is your lifestyle now, and you must schedule everything. So not only your classes, your appointments, when you're going, you need to do some education, whatever it may be, you need to be scheduling in there. I even schedule my lunches to make sure I have a lunch every day. So you need to be using a calendar application. We recommend that you use the Google Calendar. Just because you already have your Gmail, it's a good idea to use the calendar that's attached to it. Also, Command reads your Google Calendar. So if you want to integrate it into Command, it works that way. I also like it because I've downloaded the Google Calendar app on my phone. And if I schedule something on my phone, it shows up on this calendar also. As compared to if you were using like the iPhone Apple Calendar. I don't have a Mac computer, so it would not work to show on both there. So I'd recommend using the Google Calendar that is provided to you by Keller Williams. Up to you to choose. I just recommend it. Also, you're able to put the office calendar on there. And everything on here that's gray is the office calendar, and then my personal stuff is in blue. So, yeah. So that I can keep track of it. And I will show you guys how to add that calendar in just a little bit. Getting back to here. Also know that you have Google Forms, and although they have this Google Meet, I do recommend that you get a Zoom account. Everyone is using Zoom. So even CCAR is teaching your classes through Zoom, and you're going to need to have a Zoom account to actually do those classes there. So make sure that you get a Zoom account. They're free for the first 40 minutes. And since we're living in a society where some people do not want to meet in person, you may have to meet some clients over Zoom. So just be prepared to do that too. And you can integrate that Zoom account into your Google Calendar so that it's easy to. Let me go to my Google Calendar real quickly. If I ever wanted to schedule something, I could actually switch this to Zoom and create a Zoom meeting really quickly. The integration actually is on your Zoom account. You'll see where it says, do you want to integrate a Google Calendar?
That zooms in when you're doing an appointment.
It's a virtual appointment, so that when you're having a conference over your computer and you're actually seeing the other person's face, like our participants that are virtual today, here they're on a Zoom account. All these people down here, they're on a Zoom account right there, watching our class. So since we are living in a hybrid world, we must participate with a Zoom account. Getting back to our checklist real quick. The last thing on here is make sure that you set up a password management system. That's my fancy way of saying, write down your passwords, save them. Even if it's in a notebook and you're writing them, or you're using Google to save your passwords. I actually like using Google to save my passwords, because if I ever go to any other computer, I can sign on to my Google account and get all my passwords that way. That's why I use the Google one to save everything. So it's up to you, just it's a fancy way of save all your passwords.
Eddie, I don't have access to anything yet,
Mhm.
because I haven't heard back, but I already completed my paperwork, so until then, I can't do
Yeah.
anything.
Once you get that, then that's when you're going to sign on to everything and complete all this task. So the first website we're going to go to today is mykw.kw.com. I'm going to go ahead and open it right here. It uses the single sign-on. That's where I told you that every application from KW uses the same sign-on. And it's going to look something like this. It looks like something from the 1990s. Don't worry, we haven't gone there yet. The reason it still looks a little old and outdated is because this page is getting phased out. It was a lot more in the past, and slowly things have been taken away from it, but it still has some important things on here that I'm going to show you. However, I do want you to click every single button on here. Even though your mother told you not to touch, you're going to touch everything. You're not going to break it, but I'm going to show you the most important things. Also, there is a video to watch from Scott Lower Marketing called Mykw Overview. Make sure to watch that video, but I'm going to show you the most important things. And the most important things is your pretty headshot up there on top. Make sure that you have a recent headshot in there. And the way you do that is you go into where it says profile and you click that little link. It opens up another tab opened up over here, and you can upload a headshot there. Make sure you do that, because this is going to go out to different websites out there that are reflecting that you are an agent. So you want to make sure that you have a headshot there, and don't be that agent that has the same headshot from 10 years ago. You don't want to show up to an appointment and someone says, "Who are you?" They exist. Also on this page, while you are on this page, make sure to go through this real quickly and verify that all this information is correct for you. This is what Scott Lower Marketing did for you. They punched in all this information. It's not really important. It's mostly for our systems, internal systems. I will show you where your external facing information is stored to make sure you have that. So if this looks good and your headshot looks good, you can go ahead and close that out. Coming down here where it says quick links, there is a link that says MyKW MC93 intranet. And if you click on that, this takes you to this market centers, the Plano Market Center's internal website. It's called an intranet. The difference between an intranet and an intranet is only for us, internet is for everyone. So this is just for KW agents that are in the Plano office. You're going to start receiving emails, texts of classes that are happening here in the Market Center, or even announcements. All of those originate from right here. It kind of looks like a Facebook feed of all things that are happening here in the Market Center. So if you ever want to see what's happening in the Market Center, it's easy to come here to the feed. Also, in here, if you go to here where it says Market Center and come down to calendar, here's the calendar of all the events that are happening here in the Market Center too. So that you can get If you're at home and you need the Zoom link, you can come here and get the Zoom link for that class. Also, here is where you can subscribe to this calendar and put it on your Google Calendar. To subscribe, you go up to here where it says subscribe. You come down to the area where it says Office Calendar. It may say set up now for the first time, but you'd hit set up now and it just come back here. You would go to Other. Highlight this hyperlink right here. And you copy it. You come back to your Google Calendar. And right here where it says Other Calendars, is there a little plus sign? You hit the plus from URL and you paste that right there. And that will put that office calendar onto your Google Calendar. If you want me to walk through your steps when you have your laptop, I will walk you through that too. So don't worry about that. Getting back to right here on the internet here. If I were to go to Market Center and then to Documents, this is the library of documents that are specific to this Market Center. These probably don't mean anything to you right now, but one day someone's going to say, oh, you need a W-9 because you're doing a lease and you need a copy of our W-9. You would come here to our library and right here on the bottom is the W-9. Or maybe you need logos, or maybe you need market share graphs for a listing presentation, or you need a copy of our policies and procedures, whatever it may be. This is a library for you to have access to our documents. On here also is resources. Here is where you can book any conference room for your personal business use. I say personal business use because it's your business. You can book any one of the conference rooms that are available. Just for the lay of the land, this large conference room is the one that's outside of Jill's office. This small north is to the right of Debbie when you enter. And these two over here, 3604, are across the parking lot. It's our building over there that you have access to, a large conference room and a small one there. Why do you want to use conference rooms here in our brokerage? Anyone have an idea?
Training,
Well, you can do it for training. Why would you do it for your own business?
Listing.
clients,
For clients.
Try to
For clients, yeah.
to make
Why is it good to your clients to come here?
it look professional.
Professional, yes. So to have a professional appointment, you can bring them here and you have access to the conference room. What is the other reason?
Safety.
Safety. You never want to meet anyone that you do not know at a strange residence. Or do you want to invite them into your home? No. So if someone's saying, I want to go see this house, I want to see it today at 2 o'clock. Can you open the door for me? You say, meet me at my brokerage and we can go from there. They go, no, I want you to open it right now or I'll call another agent. What do you say?
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. There are a lot of schemes out there to get you to a home to open the door. Some are more malicious than others. Probably the most common is a couple that comes to you and goes, I want to see this home. One keeps you occupied in one side of the home. The other one goes walking around the home, stealing the number one thing that's stolen in homes. What is it?
Medicine.
Medicine.
That's right.
Hide medicine big time, hide it, like in a place that nobody would think to even look, especially if you have kids in the house.
That is the number one thing that they are looking for. Medications. They don't care what kind. They're just gonna take them all. They see a prescription bottle, they'll take it.
Also get your concealed carry.
And sell it in the black market.
It could be for anyone, either whether their own addictions or someone else's. That could be that. So make sure that you are securing yourself. The reason you have your presentation here, if something seems suspicious, you go to Debbie, you go to one of the people in the office and you say, I need help right now. They know what to do. And it is, as said, it may be a good idea to have some type of protection, whether it be a concealed weapon, mace, whatever it may be, to carry with you.
I do wish we had I had that forewarn application.
Mhm.
Are you familiar with that?
We've had it here in our brokerage, yeah.
Well, my last brokerage supplied that for us, but the only reason I liked it is because I made an appointment. And I just thought, at the last minute, I just thought, I'll look at this number for the heck of it. The guy had several sexual assaults, lewd, and public. Yeah, public lewdness and like sodomy and all that. So needless to say, I canceled that appointment.
And it may be a good idea if you're ever meeting someone that you feel, so for some reason your red flags are up, ask another agent to come with you. Another agent will probably come with you and you can take care of it that way. So just to get back to conference rooms, if you need to book a conference room, you click on like the large one. The calendar will come up and you can sign up for any time that is available. So free for you to use. There's no charge for this. And then one last thing I want to show you on here is associates. This is the internal directory of all agents here in our office. So if you need someone's phone number for some reason, you can just look them up and you can find their phone number, email to contact them. This little send message, no one really uses it anymore. It was an internal messaging thing, but don't use that one. So, does everyone remember what mykw.kw.com is? It's an outdated page that just has your profile and then has access to this internet. There are some other stuff on there, but it pretty much takes you to places like how to get into command and how to get to another website that I'm going to show you. You can always log on to them directly. You don't have to go through the portal. So our next page we're going to go to, and make sure you get that homework done for this one here, is Kwconnect.com. This page, it will also ask you to log in, but because I was already logged into my KW, it logged me in automatically. This is, let me go back. Remember when we went to school? I will date myself here. And I got an assignment. I need to learn about the American Revolution. And you had to go to the library. And where would you go to the library? To the Encyclopedia Britannica or whatever encyclopedia, and I'd open up the encyclopedia and start learning from there. This is exactly the same thing. This is the online encyclopedia of everything KW. So this is where you will continue to learn. Now you're learning right now through Ignite, and you're going to be learning through the Market Center. But as you become a full-fledged agent, this is where you're going to learn from. A lot of learning that comes from KWRI. Everyone remembers what KWRI stands for? Keller Williams Realty International. Yes. So this is coming from Keller Williams Realty International. On this page, they put some articles for you to read and try to make it fun for you because I know everyone loves learning. So they try to make it fun for you. There's also a live stream every day about a different topic that you may want to learn about. Like today is Best Connect Live. What the number do I post on social media? Or I don't even know what that hashtag I post on social media. So it's a class on social media. And then on Tuesday, there's one about the power of landing pages. There's one about rookies who changed the game. Rookies. There is one called Do More with Less. And then last, there's building lasting agent admin relationships. So different classes that you can participate throughout the week that are live, that are going to be presented to all Keller Williams agents across the US, Canada, and the world. Also here, there's some popular resources. There's recorded training. So if you wanted to do some additional training for some reason, and this is not just tech, this is all types of training from lead generation to mindset. There are all these classes that are here for you for free. So if you say, I don't know what I should be doing, you should be coming onto this page and finding a video on that to learn. There is popular videos, and then there's featured content going down the line. And then on top here, they have broken it down with the calendar. They have training that's available. And there are additional training that you can participate that is from KWRI. They call it their Keller Williams University. You can participate. I actually did one just last week, and I got certified in DocuSign. I don't know how I'm going to use that, but I got certified in DocuSign. So, and it's free for anybody. It's not just for someone like me. Anyone can become certified in DocuSign, or you can take lead generation classes that are provided to you by people at KWRI. There's resources here. I would recommend going through all of these, like welcome new associates, learning about the industry, learning about Keller Mortgage, our in-house our mortgage company, learning about marketing, how to become a social media expert. You can learn there too. We're all going to be those, aren't we? Make some videos. You can do more technology. There is additional training and resources available for you. So if you want to keep learning past what I teach you, there's more resources here for technology. Referrals, to learn about referrals, and also communities, learn about communities. Does everyone know what communities are? We are right now in residential community, but you could learn about luxury, new homes, commercial. You could learn about young professionals, land, military, all these different communities that are available for you so that you can expand your business horizontally. And third pop quiz question. Why is young professional important? Does everyone know what the average age of a realtor is?
It's the fastest growing segment right now.
It is,
For buying homes.
but do you know what the average age of a realtor is?
50.
60?
30.
It's 30.
25.
60, yeah. I said
65 is the average age.
Wow.
So why is young professionals important? And that is
To get the bell curve right?
because we, as
We're about
younger
to retire.
professionals, need to change the industry, because those that are 65 and older
we're all-
don't want it to change because it benefits them. So being parts of young professionals is a good, if you wanted to expand there too. And that is available for anyone that is 35 or under or 35 at heart. That's what they say.
So we're 25.
And then up here, also, I just want to show you there's a magnifying glass. So if you don't know where to find something, just put it in the magnifying glass and it'll come up. There's tons of stuff that you can pull out from other people's listing presentations to like fact sheets or anything that you want to actually use in your business. There's probably someone that's created it for you. One thing about real estate, you want to use the word leverage a lot. Leverage, leverage, leverage. Don't be recreating the wheel. There's probably someone that's recreated it. And we are in the biggest network of agents out there, so you can probably find it here. So another website, know what it does because it's very important for your education. I'm going to skip over the next part, which is MAPS coaching. Just know that there's coaching that's beyond what's provided here in the Market Center. So there is a coaching program here, but if you outgrow that coaching, there are MAPS coach that are part of Keller Williams that you can expand your coaching. And even Gary Keller, our president, has 3 coaches that he goes through every week to make sure that he's being pushed to a different phase of his career. Because we do not grow at a line going up, we grow in steps. And there are people that push us to the next step. So just know that we need to push, unless you are one, I would say a sadist that loves to cause change and pain to yourself, you are not going to cause that change and pain. Someone else will cause it for you. So let's get into the nitty-gritty of what we're going to talk about today, and that is Command. And the login for the URL for Command is agent.kw.com. I can probably say it in my sleep, or probably do. I probably like wording it all the time, agent.kw.com. So that is your login for Command. And it is that same system login. Just also, When it's time to change your password, this is where you can change your password for all your system logins. But I recommend, again, do not change it in the first 90 days.
Thanks, Rob.
Sorry, little boy.
So I'm going to go ahead and log in here. So this is command right here. And as I was saying right at the beginning, if you know how to use a phone, you know how to use command. Because what is our phone? It's a platform with an operating system called Siri or whatever Android uses. And there's a bunch of apps that run on the platform. This is your platform. Here are the apps that run. And our operating system, her name is Kelly. She's an artificial intelligence that is going to be your administrative assistant that is putting things together for you. She is still a toddler, just to tell you about the artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence grow depending upon the level of information that they have. So right now it is a toddler age, and what are toddlers? They're sponges. So it's about putting in good information into them. In about a few years, she's going to become a teenager. And what happens to teenagers? What do they want to do? The first thing they do when they turn 16?
Try.
They want to drive. So you want to make sure you have good information in there so that when she gets time to drive, that she's driving for you. So this is, make sure that we're doing that. Now, the applications that run in here are all the applications that you need to run your business. Now, are there other applications that you may want to use? Yeah, eventually you may want to add on other applications in there, but this is the bare minimum of applications that you are going to use in your business. Some are more important than others, just like on our phone, which is the app we use the most, probably the messaging app. Instead of the phone call, we don't call anybody. So just there's some apps that are more important than others. And these all these apps fall into this little plate that I have driven on the board here. This is your day as an agent. Once you get outside of training, your day is 3 parts, and it happens just like if you. The reason I drew it as a plate is because it's just like when we all went to Weight Watchers at one time. I don't know, me too. So we had an uneven plate where we had to eat throughout the day. The first part of the day and the most important is prospecting. This is where you're calling, you're emailing, you're texting all the people in your database to get a new transaction. So that is the most important part of your day. And the applications that are most important for that are contacts, smart plans, and your consumer. Contacts is the most important one. That is your database. Your database is important. If you have a healthy database, you have a healthy business. And you want to consider every single person in your database is worth $10,000 at the minimum. Why $10,000? That's the average commission of a transaction. Every person in your database, you want to consider either a potential transaction or someone that's going to refer you business, either a friend or family of some sort. Question?
Is there a way to transfer all of your contacts to that, or do you have to do it manually?
We're going to get to that. So, most important thing you should be doing right now is entering your sphere of influence. Does everyone know what a sphere of influence is? It's the people around you. And there are different levels, just like an onion, there's different levels of your sphere. There's the close-knit family and friends, and then you have your ex-coworkers, and you have your church group, whatever it may be, those different spheres that are around you. Now, every person around you, are they part of your sphere of influence? No. You have to be selective and start entering those people in. Now, question about, should I import everybody in from a database or should I do it one by one? I'm gonna use this analogy. When you move to a new home, do you just open up a box and start throwing things in and then push it into the garage? Or do you make sure those boxes are packed correctly for what the room is and put it in the right room?
Sort them.
So is it better to just dump everything into your database or to do it one by one? It's best to do one by one. Because most agents that have dumped all their contacts in, then need to go back and clean it up. And if you ever dumped in your your iCloud contacts from your phone into your database, you're gonna get things that you have never knew were in your phone. Things like just a name with a phone number or maybe an email, and you're like, I have no clue who this is. And you actually spend more time cleaning it up than actually creating a good quality database. So the best thing that you should be doing is going up to here to this blue button, add contact, and filling out this form. In Command 101, we're going to go through it step by step, but if you want to get ahead, you want to start filling out this form and filling it out to the fullest, using every possible resource that you have to put in all the information it's asking for. And don't miss out this where it says add more information, and then you have additional contact information by putting in their primary address, all their social profiles, and all those things. Because guess what? The biggest companies out there right now have all this information already. You need to be that person too, collecting all this information. So all the tools you have to collect things like, where do they live? Well, you have access to applications like Remind that is given to you by CCAR. Great website where you just punch in someone's name and it will show you exactly what properties they own in the state of Texas and the country.
What?
Yes. It'll also show who they're financed through, how much equity they have. It also will tell you their contact information if it's on record with the county. So go stalk an ex. I don't care.
What's it called again?
Remind. And it's one of the applications that's given to you by CCAR with your MLS.
It's not the Remind app, right?
It's REMINE, I believe it is, Remind.
I'll remind that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So use that one. Great to start going through all your friends and family and seeing what you can find on them. They may own investment properties. You want to make sure you're logging the investment properties in there because you need to know who owns homes, because people that own homes have friends that own homes or friends that want to own homes. You also need to know who is leasing something and how much is on, what's the term of their lease, because you have to start having conversations with those people about becoming a buyer, especially in this market where lease rates, you know, the average 1-bedroom apartment, how much it goes for? $1,400 a month. How much is a $250,000 home mortgage? $1,500. So
let me ask you this, my stepdad has Alzheimer's and he's actually in a nursing home.
Mhm.
Could I go in that and put his name in and find out, because he doesn't even know what he owns anymore.
you can put his name in.
He owns a lot of businesses, but he can't even tell you what he owns.
The only thing I'll tell you is that if they don't have a distinct name, you're gonna have to do some deductive reasoning to find those properties. Like if it's a John Smith, oh, it's gonna be a tough one. But if you have a more distinct name, you could probably find them.
So you've shown us how to find out where they live and then all of this other pertinent information.
Because
Is there another website that's like, if you needed if you wanted to get an email address for them?
their email would probably be in Remind too, if it was logged with the county for some reason. So their contact information is in there too.
Okay, phone number?
Mhm.
So what about the old ways like Spoke and?
You could use those too. Now, I always say use what's cheap and easy, and Remind is cheap and easy because it's free for you.
Okay, so you can possibly get their email address and their phone number through.
Yeah. And where can you find their birthday?
Facebook.
Facebook. Everyone loves to get the message on Facebook. So make sure you're getting their birthday, all that stuff in there, because Kelly is going to grade you on how much information you put about this person. So make sure you are, one of your biggest takeaways from this orientation, we're gonna get it more into Command 101, is start putting your sphere into your database. And just to know, I like to throw out numbers here. The average agent with their sphere in their database earns 35,000 more than one that doesn't. So just make sure your sphere is in there. Also know that as a new agent, most of your business for the first 3 years will be from your sphere. So if your sphere is not in there and you're not marketing to your sphere, you are losing out on money. And you may not have a paycheck for the first 3 years. So be ready. Those other applications we're going to talk about in Command 101 are going to be smart plans. Smart plans are automated communication plans. So it will possibly send out automated emails. It will send out automated texts. It could also remind you when to call people. So it's to help you form better relationships with a bigger database.
This is probably a silly question, but can you sort by town? Like, well, let's say you have 300 people in your sphere, you've got some in Plano, some in McKinney.
So you may want to start using tagging people. So tagging people by town so that you can be able to filter them out of your database.
Okay.
So these are automated talk. And then the last thing on here that we're going to learn in Command 101 is about your consumer environment. Everyone as an agent needs to create a consumer environment, not just a website, it's a consumer environment, because where do we do most of our shopping these days? Do we actually go to a store or do we go to a consumer environment like Amazon or Walmart.com? Does Walmart.com only sell Walmart products?
No.
No, it's a marketplace. It's a consumer environment where they're controlling your shopping and they keep suggesting ideas for you of what to buy. So you need to create a consumer environment where your clients are going to be searching for homes, learning about homes, learning about being a homeowner, and then still being connected with you. Because guess who the #1 real estate website out there, their main tactic is to take you away? Is Zillow. Zillow is not out there to say, hey, here's a beautiful search engine for you to find homes. It's to take that person away from you, and then they sell that person off to the highest bidder. And Zillow's, and you are not a friend to Zillow, their whole business model is to put you out of business. They want to control the entire process of buying a house, choosing the house, getting the mortgage, getting the title, and then giving you the key. The only job that you would have is to open the front door. And how much do you think they'd pay you for that? Probably $50 at the most.
And do they have agents now, Zillow agents?
They're a full brokerage. So your job is to keep your clients away from Zillow. So one of the first conversations you have when you're meeting a new buyer is don't use Zillow.
They don't keep anything up to date, so.
Yes, that's the conversation. I always like to use this script. I would love for you to use my website and my app, because the worst conversation I can ever have is to tell someone that has found the perfect home that it is already under contract. So if you use my website and you use my app and you like a home, I will get an immediate message to schedule an appointment for you to see that home. And I want to make sure that you're the first person in that home if it meets the criteria that you're looking for. That was easy, it just rolled off my tongue right there.
Yeah.
So you need to be promoting your website. You need to be promoting your app.
I don't know what my app is.
We'll get to it in Command 101, and we'll talk about it a little bit more in this class here. So, great thing also about the Keller Williams Plano office. They have me, I already built your website for you. So your website is already, I built it. Other Keller Williams office, they actually have new agents build their own website. I do it for you, so your website is all up and running. And we will go through it again in Command 101. Now, command 201 goes into my favorite part of the day. After you have finished eating your prospecting, you get to go to the part of the play called FU, my favorite part, follow-up.
Maybe there's the,
I love follow-up. What is follow-up? It's going through your list of things I have to do today. All the lists that I need to do. And also the transactions that I am working through to make sure that I'm keeping up with all the transactions, that I'm doing all the forms I need to do. That is follow-up. So once you've done your prospecting for the day, you get to your follow-up. And if you're dedicating 8 hours a day, 4 hours is going to go to prospecting, 2 hours is going to go to follow-up. And once you've done follow-up, and let me talk to you about follow-up real quickly. Right here, it is tasks. So you have a task manager that's going to give you a list of everything that you need to get done for the day. And always make sure you complete the most important things. Don't be wasting your time completing something that needs to be done a week from now, and then you have something that's very important to get done today. You do what's important for the day. You also have opportunities. This is your sales pipeline. And if you ever been to a car dealership or been to any other sales office, they all have sales pipeline. In a car dealership, it's usually a whiteboard that they have behind the manager, and it shows exactly who are they calling today? Who is doing test drives today? Who's sitting down with a sales associate today? Who's sitting down with financing today? And who's getting their keys today? It is a process. For real estate, you have a listing, you have a buyer, and you have a lease pipeline. Who are you cultivating? Who are you getting to an appointment? That means a buyer or a listing presentation. Who are you active with? And active doesn't mean that you are actually just showing homes. It's getting them prepped to see homes, showing them the homes, negotiating the contract. Or if you're listing a home, prepping the home to get listed, maybe having a contractor out there to do some touch-up work, then actually having it scheduled on the MLS, then having people see the home. Under contract, all the fun parts of under contract, from option period to appraisal period to financing period to clear to close. And then your close. You still have stuff to do when you close because you need to provide a memorable experience for your clients. So what are you going to do once you close with them? Are you going to keep checking in with them after they've got to their home? Do you need an electrician? Do you need a plumber? What can I do for you? Do you need to learn about the neighborhood? Have you checked out this restaurant? Here's a restaurant list. All the things that you do to create your own business. And this sales pipeline is the bare minimum. I will show you how you can create all your lists of stuff that you have to do for your own business. Because let's talk about two different companies. Two that I actually love, Target and Nordstrom. Do they provide two different levels of service? Yeah.
We do.
Yeah. So Target's great. It's easy to get in there. It's affordable sometimes, you know. I can get a lot of stuff done in Target. And when I leave Target, I go out with a smile. When I go to Nordstrom, though, I get a lot more service. And if something doesn't work out, there's going to be someone that's going to be checking in on me for that. So you need to start thinking about what is my business model and what is the service that I'm going to provide, in addition to just cultivate appointment and all those things like that. What am I going to do? And we're going to talk about creating your own list of things that you do as part of your business. The last part of your day is marketing. Marketing is kind of like a big catch-all because marketing is about possibly doing open houses, possibly doing some social media, possibly going to networking events. Marketing is about your brand and how you promote your brand for the whole goal of getting new leads. Right here at the bottom, you see where it says leads? Because from your marketing is going to come leads so that you can, the next day, do more prospecting. So this is your daily thing that you're going to do every day, is going from prospecting to follow up to marketing to get new leads so that you can have the next day to do more calls. And your marketing on here in Command consists of designs, where you can design anything from Facebook ads to your flyers, your postcards, presentations, anything that you need to design. If you've ever done anything in Canva before, it's very similar, kind of point and click, and you have a lot of stock images and stuff like that. You also have campaigns where you can run your campaigns from Facebook. You actually don't have to go to Facebook to run these things. You actually run them in here. You can do a paid ad. It's a lead capture ad, and like here are some that I've done where I paid $35. I had 1,600 impressions, 85 clicks, and had 14 leads that fell into my database from that Facebook ad. And there they are, all 14 people that just dropped in automatically. And then I could have a smart plan that automatically starts talking to them.
So the campaigns cost money.
Always know that lead capture, it can be free, like you can do an open house for free, but it still costs you because it's your time and your efforts. Website leads, yes, you have to pay more up front, but you don't have to be doing all the talking because your ad's doing your talking for you. And what you're going to need to learn about lead capture is you want to become an expert to have at least 3 types of lead capture. The first one, you already know, it's your sphere. That is your first bucket of numbers. And you need to know your numbers. So where am I going to get my numbers? My first one is from my sphere. And I need to be talking to my sphere. I need to be first right now telling them I'm in real estate. Did you know someone? If you know someone, here's my app. Make sure they download my app. Make sure you have my stack of business cards. That's your sphere. Then your next one, you're going to need to start choosing what you're going to become an expert at. Don't become an expert at everything, because if you become an expert at everything, you're not going to be an expert at anything. Are you going to be doing open houses? Are you going to be doing calling expires? Are you going to be doing network events? Some of the easiest ones to do, and one of the things that people shy away from, is actually just being part of the community. Go out to your community. Start talking to people that are unrepresented. So don't go to a realtor event because you're not going to find anyone there. You go to something like maybe the East Plano Beautification Project. Start meeting people there with the intent of talking to 10 people every time you go, and start forming relationships with those people. And always remember, no one is looking for a realtor. They're looking for someone that's going to help them with information. And if you form that relationship, when it comes time to choosing a realtor, they're going to choose you over someone that they find on Zillow. But if they haven't formed a relationship, they're going to go to Zillow, and Zillow is going to sell their information off to the first bidder. So start forming relationships. And I would say social groups is probably one of the best way of finding people, because you start forming natural relationships. Unless you don't want friends, then I don't know. But if you want friends, go to social groups. Also, find people that are unrepresented in this market. Home buyers people that want to be home buyers that are not home buyers for some reason, because there's not someone that looks like them that's going to help them out. So become an expert at the people that you are going to be familiar with, whether it be maybe PTA, your HOA association, whatever it may be. Start going to those groups.
Don't become the treasurer of a booster club, though. Speaking on experience.
And one thing I will say is, if you try to go after the common buyer, someone that is probably trying to sell their home and then wants to buy again, you probably already know a realtor. You're going to waste a lot of energy. Try to find the people that don't know a realtor right now, because that's where you're going to find your quick deals right now. As you become better, then you're going to be the bigger fish in the pond instead of trying to get those leads.
Can I ask you a question about that? So how how would you do that the fastest, quickest way? Like if you're, like you said, PTA, HOA, you're going out to community groups, of course, you're working, networking in the room.
Mhm.
Doing as fast as, you're talking to 10 people. Is that what you're saying is the fastest way to develop the relationship? And then at some point, that real estate conversation is gonna come up and.
It always comes up
say,
because what is the one thing that we
What
always
is
say? What do you do? Oh, I'm in real estate. And the second question they're gonna ask is, how's the market? It's great.
Yes, so my question to you is,
Super fun.
how do you ask that question of, everyone knows, 3 or 4 realtors, but when it comes to actually selling their house, sometimes they don't use their friends that are realtors. So how would you form that question to find people that are not connected to a realtor?
Even if they know a realtor, they're not connected with them. They know the person's a realtor, but is that realtor actually fostering a relationship
So you're
with
talking
them?
about connect means developing that relationship. Okay,
So develop that relationship of being the provider of information for them.
okay.
So when they have a question about real estate, if I don't know the answer, let me get you in touch with someone that does.
Okay.
Oh, like common one. Well, I don't know what my credit score is. It's probably horrible right now. Let me get you in touch with a loan officer. They're actually the best people to actually help you improve your credit score. You improving your own credit score is almost impossible with these credit agencies. If you have a loan officer helping you and they can be able to write things off of your record, they can improve your score real quickly. Isn't that already a bonus for them?
Yeah.
It's not even about buying a home, it was just about credit scores. And it also, well, I don't know what's out there. Well, let me find, the average homes that are in that neighborhood. Let me send you a list so you can just see what it's like. Do you know what you can afford? Well, again, the loan officer can, or I have a mortgage calculator on my website. You can just use a really quickly mortgage calculator to find out what you can afford.
Okay.
Do you know about programs out there for first-time home buyers? There's programs where it's 0 down. Let me get you in touch. Let me help you out. Oh, I want to fix up my home so that I can possibly sell it. Well, why don't I come to your home and take a look and I can give you recommendations of what are the things that you should fix that are going to give you the best resale. You're just being that helpful person. And then when it comes time to choosing the realtor, they're going to say, well, my cousin's a realtor, but this person actually has been working for me already. They're going to choose you over the cousin.
Yeah, I get it.
So that's why I say the unrepresented right now.
That was great.
So we're going to learn about all those apps right now. What I do want to go is right now is go over here where it has your name. If you do have your computer up, follow along. If not, just make sure to remember this. The first thing we're going to go to is down here where it says profile. This profile, again, if you want to change your headshot, you can change your headshot. And also I would recommend changing the back image. Mine is the skyline of Dallas. Yours is probably the skyline of Austin. Do you sell in Austin? No, probably want to change that, make it personalized. Now, this internal profile is for other Keller Williams agents across the country and the world to find an agent that's here. So you want to make sure also that this bio is written for another agent, not for a client, so that they will have information about why they should refer business to you. So probably make it nice here, have all your contact information, you can edit your profile, make sure you get that done. Also, a little quick tip, when you have the picture that you want to put up here on top, make sure to crop it into like a long skinny rectangle, because if not, it distorts that image. So just make sure you crop it first before you get there. Next thing we're going to go down to is settings. When settings pops up, these are all the applications that are connected to the back end of Command so that you can have that seamless environment. The first one is DocuSign up here. And when you get your applications and you're able to log in, just make sure that it says connected as the current status. If it doesn't say that, make sure to contact me right away. It just means that you are connected and your password that was issued to you by Scotland Marketing works perfectly. You'll never have to actually log into DocuSign separately. You're going to log into DocuSign through command. Yours will not have this right now, but here's where you're going to connect your Facebook business page. So once your Facebook business page is up, you want to connect it here so that you're able to run your ads through command. Another one you're going to connect is Keller Covered. This is our internal insurance broker. So when you are in a transaction and your clients are ready to choose a new home insurance and they ask you, who should I choose? You could offer them any broker you want to, or you can send them an email directly from Keller Covered that will give them it's an online where they punch in what they're looking for and it'll give them a list of different companies. You want to connect your Google Calendar so that you're able to schedule things through command. You want to connect your Gmail because Kelly is going to be a good administrative assistant. And anytime you go in your Gmail account and you send an email to your client, she's going to log it in their timeline for you. So she's a good administrative assistant, keeping tabs of every time you send an email out.
So connecting that Google, you didn't do that when you set up our stuff?
No, I'm unable to because unfortunately, Google will not give me the access to be doing that for you. So you do have to do that yourself. And then you want to also connect your Facebook Ads Manager account. This is an automatic account that you get when you create a business account, is you get an Ads Manager account, which is the ability to run ads. So you will have to connect that. Little thing, it's a little tricky here. Let me show you. When you go to where it says connect it, and it's going to show your name, your personal account, you need to hit this little drop down, and it's going to show you all your business pages, and you're going to need to put a check mark next to the business page that you want to, and then hit done. If you don't do that, it's kind of like a accepting the agreement thing, where you have to accept the agreement. Other things you can connect, I don't have connected, there's Twitter. I don't Twitter, so if you Twitter and want to be having a Twitter business account, you can't connect your Twitter. If you use Office 365, you can connect it here also. If you have a Google AdWords account, you can connect that also. Google AdWords is very expensive though. That's to get your information of a search up to the very top. It gets to be expensive. People pay a lot of money to be on the top of a Google search. You already have a command email account. It should be already connected. This is so that emails that go out of command are processed through command email. And your account is 5,000 free emails a month, which I never get close to sending 5,000 emails a month. So you also do get a Mailchimp account. You really don't have to use it, so don't worry about Mailchimp. Unless you want to use Mailchimp and go into Mailchimp and send out campaigns through Mailchimp, you could do all those campaigns through command. So it really is not a big deal. And the last thing I added on here, which is a paid service also, is Twilio. This is automated texting. So if a smart plan were to say, here's an automatic text that's go out, it goes out to my clients.
Did you add that or it's already on there?
I added that on, yeah.
Is it for free or?
It does cost money. It's $350 is the smallest plan a month.
Is that monthly?
Mhm. So next thing we're going to go to is where it says connect settings, and we're going to go to marketing profile. This is a very important one that you need to check. I worked through your marketing profile already, so I went through it and did my best. I may have found a bad picture for you. So if I did find a bad picture for you, please, I apologize, because I went on Facebook and found what I could find. So if you do not like the picture, Here's where you can upload a new one and change it out. This is, since this is your marketing profile, this is your external to anyone that comes to your website, that goes to your app, that comes to anything like that. Any email that goes out, this is the information it's going to use. So make sure that this is what you want other people to see as potential clients. Is you want to have your headshot in there. Little recommendation on this one, crop it into a square before you upload it. If not, it distorts it. So make sure it's cropped as a square. It does say 360 by 360. It just needs to be a square. It doesn't have to be 360 by 360 pixels. I also, for you, created a logo, your first logo. So you will have your first logo. It's very simple. All it says is your name, realtor, and it has a little picture of a house. I created it for you. If you want to use it for any other marketing, you can just click on it and then save the image as. This is actually my business logo, so a little more professional there. So going down the line, make sure that all your information on here is correct. You're going to have, it just says your first name, your license number. Make sure you know your license number. Your team is, if you're an individual agent, you're going to be something like that. Keller Williams Realty and Eddie Grass. It has to be that way. Or it could be Eddie Grass with Keller Williams, whatever it may be. That's your team. Some just tips. Realtor is written all in caps. That is the proper way of writing realtor. Also, the correct pronunciation is realtor. Really tore it. Just practice that. I really tore it. Realtor. Not realtor or realtor. Realtor, not realtor. It's not an E-er.
Oh, it's funny because my daughter, so mom, are you now gonna be a realtor? I was like, what did you just say? Well, she's 12, so I was like, let's get that right.
And the reason I tell you this is if there's another agent out there and you say it incorrectly, they will smell you out. It's a real easy way to smell someone out is if they pronounce realtor wrong. Not realtor, no, or. And if there's no A in it, realtor. So know that. Also just things like TAR, NAR, they're not pronounced NAR-TAR, they're NAR, TAR. Trek is Trek, not TREC. And then there are things that you will need to know, and you may want to find this before Command 201. You're going to need your NRDS number or NERDS number. That is your number that was issued to you by NAR. So does everyone know what NAR is?
National Association of
Realtors. So do you have to be a part of NAR?
Yeah.
Well, technically no, but then you don't get access to the MLS. So there are non-participating MLS agents. So people like that would be like ones that work for a apartment finding company or things like a new home sales. They don't have to be a realtor. Up to you. But for us, we do have to be. So you do have to be part of NAR, and NAR issues you a number that's different from your license number that was issued to you by who?
They are.
Your license number is issued to you.
Trek.
So NAR issues you a different number. And that number is what gives you access to the TAR forms. The forms that are specific for TAR.
Oh, I don't even know what that is.
We already went through 201 with you, so you already have access to it. So just know you can also put your slogan in there, your designations, like I have designation for new home sales agent. This bio here, make sure this bio is reflective of you and what you do. There's probably a very generic one, so you want to make sure that your bio is about you. all your contact information. If you ever change your contact information, you want to make sure it's changed here. Here's also your Market Center brokerage logo. You guys all have a KW Plano in there. It's up to you to choose if you want that logo to remain Plano or if you want to do a different one. It's up to you. Here's the brokerage information. Also, remember this, make sure to write down this number and memorize it. It is the brokerage license number. Why is the brokerage license number important? And I can recite it in my head, 049-2040. Say it that fast. Why is that license number important? Because when you are doing contracts, the agreement is between the broker and your client, not you and your client. So that license number is going to be on your contracts.
And that's the same for everyone, right?
Yes.
It's on the IABS, right?
So it is on the IBS, yes.
That's how we memorize it.
Also note, this legal footer right here is a little extended. It's a little bit overboard, but I like to have a little bit overboard for you guys. Part of this legal footer, and the legal footer that is written here, is that Keller Williams Realty is a real estate franchise company. Each Keller Williams office is independently owned and operated. Keller Williams Realty is an equal opportunity employer and supports the Fair Housing Act. What's important in this thing that has to be on your yard signs and other promotional? That line right there. Each office is individually owned and operated. TREC requires that on your yard signs, so make sure it's on there. Also here are your CPN and your IABS with the links. So if you ever need to find the link to them, here they are. You can copy them.
So is that only required for Keller if you're with Keller Williams or?
For Keller Williams, yes,
Because
but other offices may have different ones. Just because Keller Williams is a franchise company, we must say that.
okay, if you're a franchise, I got you.
These logos aren't unimportant. That's just if you wanted some fancy little stuff on your stuff. Once you have your business page, you also want to put the URL here so that when you send out emails or it goes on your website, it'll have a link to that Facebook business page on there too, or whatever other ones. And there's this really important thing on this page here. I always pronounce it wrong. I think it's save. It's right down here. Save. Make sure you always hit save every time you make edits on this, because you do not want to be the person that has 30 minutes of work and then you have not saved your work. So make sure anytime you do updates, you hit that and you see that little lady that pops up right there and she tells you it's been saved. So don't do that. A lot of pages are like that. Make sure you look out for save on pages so that things do not get missed. Okay. One last thing on here that I'm going to talk about before we switch topics is the little question mark on here. Another place to get support. So if you ever need support and you're in command, you can just hit that the little question mark up here, and you get articles, and you can actually chat with support here too. So in your middle of something and you say, I don't know what to do, a little chat thing will come up and they'll guide you through the process. So there's always support on here.
That's cool.
And does it support about anything on any of their websites and stuff?
But this specifically is more for, you could ask them anything, but this is like, I'm in the middle of my marketing profile and I can't get this picture in there, and they'll help you through that. That's where that's an extra layer of support right there for you. Okay, guys, so we've gone through only half of this list and I have run out of time already. So we're gonna quickly go through a few more things on here and then you're gonna have to complete the rest of it for home. Also note, make sure to watch that video called Command Overview, and that you make sure your marketing profile is set up. So everyone should download the Command mobile app. Do it tonight. And to find that app, it's KW colon, colon is the 2 dots, and then command. That's how it's listed in the stores. You watch it, yeah.
So download, say it again.
The Command app,
Okay.
a colon is the 2 dots, command. Make sure to download that one, and that login for that one is going to be the same login for Command. That is, the Command mobile app is just a mobile version of this platform here. So it gives you access to most of the things on Command. The fun thing, and we're going to talk about this in Command 101, is that if someone's in your database, they show up in your database on your phone, and they give you a quick link to send out your buyer app for searching for homes. So it gives you a quick little thing to send out to someone in your database.
So Eddie, the only username and password that I have was when the one that Sus had set me up, so I still don't have this, right?
Yeah, you'll get that login information, but once you download that app, you log in with the one that you're gonna find on that Scott Leroy Marketing.
Is this what it looks like?
So you'll log into that one. The next one that you need to download is the KW search app, which is called KW Buy and Sell. I think that's how they have it in the App Store. Make sure to download that one.
Say it again.
What's it called?
It's KW Buy and Sell app, I think it's what it's called. It's on here somewhere. It's KW Buy and Sell Real Estate.
What page?
It's on the prerequisite on the list of apps to download.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so make sure you download that one. Big note, write this note down. You do not have a login for this one because this is for your clients. So, but you still want to create just like your clients, you want to create a login. So go ahead and hit sign up on that app, create a login where you're going to create your username, your password, and get into that app. Now, quick note, because you've downloaded it from the App Store, you're not going to be logged as the agent. So on there, you're going to see on one of the settings area that you need to select yourself as the agent. And when we get to Command 101, I will make sure that I'll check your apps to make sure that you are all selected as the agent.
So all the rest, I'm gonna be doing it online. And then when I finish, do I email you or you're gonna be able to check that I did it?
You can email me and let me know, and then you have your free 60-minute session, so you can sit down with me and we can go through everything.
So Command 1, 2, and 3, right?
Yeah.
101, 201, 301.
And if you can't find a recording of it, ask Suze and she can send you a recording. The next website, and this is not a KW one, is netris.net. And I already told you about Remind that's available on netris.net. So Netris is a separate website. You're going to get your access to Netris when you sign up.
REIS, is that it?
NTREIS.
EIS.
There it is right there. Netris.net. This login is provided to you through CCAR. So you do have to sign up for the basic matrix class. Has everyone signed up for basic matrix yet? If not, sign up now because you need to get into that class and it gets full really quickly. So it is on, I think they do it in person. So you do have to go to CCAR, which is at the corner of Coit and Legacy over there in the shopping center. And you're going to have to do your basic matrix class, but you will get your login before you take your class. As long as you sign up for the class, you get your login for Netris.
So just go to the website and then,
You'd have to go through CCAR's website to get signed up.
okay, well, I don't think I have that yet, so.
And then also make sure that when you're at CCAR, you're signed up for orientation. You have to do orientation. And in orientation is when you're going to get your super key, whether you choose a physical key or the app that's downloaded onto your phone to be able to open doors with the super locks. Have you guys ever seen the super locks? They're like these blue blocks. Yeah. So you're gonna need to do that one there.
What about this one, the 1 to 4 p.m. new agent orientation? Is that here?
Yes,
Okay.
that's orientation for here, but you're
There's
gonna,
another one.
there's a CCAR
The CCAR.
orientation that you're gonna have to do. And in that orientation, they pretty much, ask for your account numbers to be able to bill you for all your association fees and stuff like that. I do recommend, in that Netra section, there's some other classes that I recommend that you sign up for. That second one is a CMA Cloud CMA class. I recommend that you take that class because you want to learn how to do a CMA.
CMA class.
And does everyone know what a CMA is?
Comparative market analysis.
Yes, you want to learn to do that because that is the single most important thing that you do as an agent is that you do CMAs.
Do they do this online or it has to be face to
I think that's online, actually.
Okay.
What page
So-
are we on? I'm sorry, on
For
this.
CCAR.
Oh, you're on that long one right there under Nenetris.
Page number 2.
CCAR does the,
CMA Cloud CMA class. I did one here in the Market Center. So if you ever want to watch my class, I teach one. It's recorded, but I do recommend that you take their one because they're going to teach you about all the different CMA tools that you have available to you through CCAR. And the reason it's the single most important thing that you do as an agent is literally what you do is you are changing value in the market. Every time you close a transaction, you have changed value in the market. And why people come to us is because we are the determinants of value. We can tell you what is the value, the market value of a home. Also, what you need to pay for this home to actually get this home, even though it's above market value. We also will tell you what taxation value is, what appraisal value is, what liquidation value is. All those things we need to be experts at because that is what we need to be providing our clients, value. Not only by giving them what the value is, but adding the value to it.
I have a question. So right now where we're having multiple offers,
Mhm.
how does a real estate agent, suggest to their client how much money to go over the list price? How do
There-
they-
You should probably take some of the classes that some agents teach here and there. In our office, we've taught them before, even coming to some of our committee meetings where we discuss those things. But pretty much is knowing what this home is listed at and also knowing what homes are selling for. And
Does that really work right now in this?
yeah, so knowing what's selling for, and then knowing the percentage of increase between what was listed to what was the sold price, and knowing that percentage and saying, it's listed at this is the percentage of increase, this is probably what we're gonna need to go at.
Okay, so let me just give you a quick example. So I have a friend, fell in love with the house was listed at $650, multiple offers came in. Their first offer in was $700,000.
Mhm.
Then there was a cutoff time and then somehow 2 additional offers came in at the very last minute after the cutoff time. And the house ended up going to somebody that put in $750. And my family member would have put in $750 or $775, but the realtor recommended that they'd be fine if they did $50,000 over. Is that a common thing that's going on right now? Yes.
There was actually a report of one deal that was happening where the seller actually was accepted a offer. And then the one that was coming in number 2 went to the first person in place and said, I'll give you $50,000 just to walk away.
So are those things unethical or are those things okay?
Is it unethical?
Well, can
It is.
people get away with it and not track?
You could probably file a complaint to track, but
It's the market.
it's the market right now. It's this crazy. So just
It's unexplainable.
what you have to do is recommend to your clients, if you love this home, what is the price you're willing to pay for it? And
Okay.
we'll go from there.
And if they wanted it really bad, they could have gone $100,000 over. Okay.
Because other people have offered over 100,000 for the same neighborhood.
But they wouldn't be able to get that, any information from the other realtors of the multiple offers. It's really.
It all depends
Yes.
upon what the seller is allowing to disclose.
Okay,
So if the seller said, yes, disclose that we are at this price,
okay,
if you want, they could do it that way.
there's your answer. That's the answer I'm looking for right there.
It's up to the seller to actually
decision?
warrant what is gonna be
Okay.
decided.
Thanks.
Big lesson right there. We are not emotional in any way. And if another agent is emotional in the deal, you do not become emotional. This transaction is between the buyer and the seller. We are only the mediators. Yes, we are representing the buyer or the seller, but we are unemotional in this process. Your buyer says, I want to offer this. You go to the other agent, this is what they're offering. Not we,
Yeah,
they. That person goes, oh, it's so low. I always tell my buyer it is low.
Yeah.
I have no, I don't get emotional. It's not about me, it's about them.
Yeah.
And if someone becomes emotional and becomes angry and all that stuff, if it's your client, that's when you choose to fire them. And if it's the other person, you choose to file a complaint against track.
gotcha.
Showing time, next one down there. Showing time is the appointment service, the online appointment service that you are offered here to use so that you can book appointments and you can also schedule your listings on here so that other people can book appointments. Most agents participate in showing time. Not all, but most.
You have to pay for it?
This is actually part of your fees, so.
So we pay for it?
You know, your tech fees, yeah, but it's affordable compared to actually having to go to showing time and buying an account. So you're paying the group rate really pretty much.
Okay.
So
So when I download it, like.
when you download it, you're gonna,
Ask me for a payment, right? Or
no,
how do I?
what you're gonna do right here, you probably wanna
Log in, oh.
log in.
Okay.
And you probably wanna do it from the website before you do it through the app. You're gonna go through login.
Okay. and
You
then-
wanna go to create a profile now. And you go through the steps of entering your MLS information and stuff like that, and then you'll get granted access to showing time. So
Before
you
you,
already have your information, you need just.
before you download it in the phone, okay.
Might be a silly question, but I'm gonna shoot for it. Does this have to be like a sequential step, Eddie? Like I have to get my MLS and then.
Yes,
can go.
yes.
Okay.
That's why Netra's first on the list,
Yes.
then you go to showing time, yes.
Makes sense. Thank you.
So once you've done Netra, and also showing time is integrated into MLS. So you're gonna see a little icon for showing time that looks kind of like the little clock with the things on it in a listing on the MLS, and you can actually push that button and it takes you into showing time so you can book that showing. So it's integrated that way. And then you do want to download the app so that you're able to book things when you're on the road and your client goes, I saw this listing last minute, can you book it? Yes. You should have told me 24 hours ago because some people have appointment requirements, but still have your conversations with your client, even though they never meet your expectations still. Okay.
So Eddie.
Mhm.
For my own benefit. So when I walk away from here, you want me to do all of this first, right? The hardware setup checklist?
Yeah, so you want to do all of this, but you may not be able to complete until you get certain access to certain things. So,
Okay. And then after that, you just work my way down.
yeah, work your way down and then try to get this done before Command 101.
The whole thing?
Yes.
When is the next command? I'm gonna do it online, so.
So when the next Command 101, let me just quickly
Because
take,
in here, the last one was on the 16th, so is there anything coming up?
it's coming to come up in April. It's probably not on the calendar yet.
Oh, okay, okay.
It is on the calendar.
It is?
Suze showed it to me.
Yeah, so Suze probably has the April calendar. It's just not live yet, but it's gonna be
I'll
on.
probably ask, okay,
So you do have some weeks to get this done, so don't worry.
okay.
Okay. And then if you want to get ahead and you want to start doing the checklist for Command 101 before class, I would even recommend that because you'd actually be able to understand more of the topics without seeing it for the first time. So social media on here. We already talked about this, but you have to put your IABS and your CPN on any social media and then get connected to those Facebook groups, and then also create your business page.
Where are you at right now?
Where it says social media,
The last one you showed is Showtime and then YouTube.
and then it should say social media on there.
Right after showing time at social media.
Oh, I don't have it. It just says YouTube.
You're on the blue page, so we should be on the orange page number.
Oh.
There you go.
Where can we get instructions on how to create the business Facebook page?
I would just say Google it or go on YouTube.
This one?
Turn the page. Right there, it just said social media after showing time. Okay, so yes, there's probably YouTube videos of other agents that created their business page. Leverage what they've done, and then maybe look at some other people in the market center, what they've done to their business page, and get ideas from that too. Facebook doesn't give you a lot of liberties to change the profile. It's really just the image and your headshot and what you put on there. Homekeeper Pro and website. So Homekeeper is an extra service. I'm just flip the web page so you'll see what the page looks like. Homekeeper Pro. This is something that you may not have to utilize at all if you don't want to. It is a kind of like an Angie's List. Angie's List, where it's a list of vendors. So-
Handyman kind of a thing,
Like what?
like, do you look your handyman?
Like that. So I already went in there and I will already go in there and put your profile up in there. If you want to change your headshot, you'd have to log in and change your headshot in there, but you're just listed as a realtor in Homekeeper Pro. So as a vendor. Now, does Homekeeper Pro offer different services for realtors that you can then give to your clients? Yes, because if you start creating your own list of professionals, like your own electricians, your own lenders, your own appraisers, and all these things that you have your own list of, then you can share them out to your clients. That's where on this little thing it says, watch how it works on the website. And it will show you how you can create your own vendor list and then share it to your clients. They also have a blog on there that they write. I already put it on your website, so you have a blog, that blog on your website, so you really don't have to do it. But it's a good blog that if you ever need real estate information to send out in a newsletter or something that you can utilize, things like that. So I would say go on Homekeeper, see if you like it. One last thing that they just added recently is they also have the moving help. See right here, it says moving help. So they're like a moving concierge. So if you have a client that's moving and you want them to get help with getting their electricity up, their utilities up, you can just refer them to moving help. It's a free service and they call your client and they set it all up for you.
Did you say that this is an extra service that we pay for?
You don't pay for it.
It's free.
Yeah, we provide, but it's because the market center is providing it to you for free.
Thank you.
And this is only if you want to use it. I don't use it for a vendor list, but if you want to, you can. Yeah. The only thing I use it for is the blog that's on here.
Okay.
Okay, external websites, Zillow, Realtor.com, Apartments.com. They already have, because your license is active, they've already created a profile for you on their websites. What I recommend for you is to go on and create your free realtor website.
Yeah.
So, I mean, profile. So put your headshot on there, put your bio on there, and then when they ask for more money, you say, hell no.
It is a website.
Yeah, so it's a live website, but you are listed on there because your license is active. So just make sure to take control of it.
So how do you go there? Like you go to Zillow and just search?
Let me pull up Zillow and you'll see, it's almost the same for Realtor.com, but for Zillow. So here where it says Agent Finder, create a free agent account.
All this time I've just looked at buy and sell. I never even knew that Agent Finder was like actual real people agents.
Yeah, so you just want to create your free account, and then the one thing that I do like about Zillow, it's free, is it's a good way for collecting reviews. So you can go on your profile and you can ask for people to review you, and then it shows up on your Zillow account, and then you can copy and paste it and put it everywhere else.
And we do that, right?
You want to do that.
Okay.
You want to claim your free account because it's free, it's there. You don't want yourself to look like a little silhouette of a person. So you want to put your actual picture in there. And do the same for realtor.com. And if you're going to do leases, apartments.com too. Okay, I'm going to skip over Michael Lewis Marketing Suite. Take a look at their website, but we have Ann here in our office that does marketing for us. So make sure to meet with Ann in our office. Keller Mortgage, you have a free portal for Keller Mortgage. Check out your portal. It's on the list from Scott Leroy Marketing, so you can get your portal information. The reason you want to get access to the Keller Mortgage is because it's just another tool for helping your clients. Keller Mortgage is kind of like Rocket Mortgage, but it's an internal house mortgage company. It's for people that are a little bit more tech savvy, that want to apply everything online, and they want to deal with someone in a call center. They don't want to be with touchy. The benefits of that is that you do not pay any loan origination fees, any other loan fees, and you get $1,000 towards closing. So you can actually, most people save about $5,000 off their closing with that. So know that. Keller Covered, it is an insurance broker that we talked about it a little bit. Check out their website so that you can see what that you can refer your clients to them to get find their home insurance. Keller's Offers. It is a in-house iBuyer program. Everyone know what iBuyer program is?
Yeah.
It's kind of like what's it called? Open Door. Zillow tried it too. It's where they buy the home from the person, they kind of fix it up, and then they sell it. It's the easy button. But what people don't understand is that they really are not buying the home. They're kind of taking it out of your hands. Then they're charging fees all the time that they have to hold the home. And they're always generally offering you a lowball offer because they resell it. So if there's someone that wants to use that program, we have an in-house program that can do that for you. So you don't have to go to Open Door or you have to go to Zillow. We can actually do that for you. We can fix up your home. And the good thing about it is that you are still the agent and you still get a commission. Keller Offers, right there.
Keller Offers.
You do have to get certified to do Keller Offers. So if you want to get certified, you have to do that. It is a cost too. Something maybe later on you want to know. Last thing, Scott Leroy Marketing. They have a whole website for you. And let me go to their website. And you want to check out their website and see all the things that they do for you, because they do a lot of things for you. They'll actually go into your account and they can do stuff for you. Like fix things on your website. They can fix things with your smart plans. They can help you with importing people into your database, even though I told you not to do that, but they can still do that for you. So if you want them to import people into your database, they can do it for you. They have a whole website here. And under agent resources, they have training, actual training classes that they hold live in addition to the ones that are recorded and put on YouTube. There's actual live classes that you can participate with an instructor. And for people that like written instructions, they have these Keller Cloud cheat sheets. And it always asks for your password. Your password is 93. It's our market center number. But they have these cheat sheets of all the instructions for everything written out. So if you want written out instructions for anything, like maybe you want about contacts, here's written out instructions for everything. So all available for you to, if you prefer instructions rather than videos. Okay, guys, so you have a lot of homework to do. You have to get through these sheets. And if you have any questions, you email me. Remember where you email me at? What's the email?
Plano, Texas, Yellow, KW, Plano, Texas.
Yeah, planotech@gmail.com. You email me if you have questions. And The next time we're gonna meet is Command 101, and we're gonna go through your contacts, your smart plans, and your website to make sure it's up and running. And any questions you have between now and then, you can email me, or you can save them for that class, and we'll go over some stuff in person too.
Can I ask you a real quick question outside?
We'll go with that door right there.
Can we do a short break?
Yeah, are we skipping lunch and?
Well, that's what I was just about to find out, what, we can turn the air down. Who needs to go get lunch or, I don't know, let me go ask what,
Anyone on the Zoom call have any questions before I let you guys go?
I'll be right back.
No, thank you for all the information.
No problem. And if you do want a recording of this session, you can ask Susan. She can send you a recording too.
Okay, thank you,
thank you.
Eddie.
No problem. Thank you.